What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Battle Talk. Your something or other. I screwed it up again. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me, as usual, is Dom with a cat.
Oh, hi.
She's perfectly content right now.
She stopped purring, though.
Yep, that's a good time to put her down.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up?
Not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. I totally goofed the intro again.
Did you?
Yeah, that's okay. I'll get used to it.
Mm.
So, strange development. It's just the two of us tonight. Cody's a little bit under the weather. And we'll be back next week. But till then, what have you been doing this week?
The stupid Dark Moon Fair race.
The stupid Dark Moon Fair race. I have not done that. How is it?
Really, really frustrating.
Go on.
So, they teach you how to do it. You have like 2 chances, whatever, to like little practice races you go through. And it's like, okay, whatever, this is cool. Then you go through and do the real one. And it's 11. You have to get, like, every so often a bell tolls.
Okay.
You have to complete the entire race in 11 or under tolls to get the final achievement, to get the toy.
11 or under.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it basically requires complete perfection.
Ooh. So, as annoying as, what was it, the race on the Netherwing shelf way back in Burning Crusade?
Worse.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's gonna be fun.
Because the Netherwing race you could cheese with, like, flying speed and paladins and things like that. You can't do that here.
That race was a nightmare as a mage.
Well, you get, like, a paladin in your group to follow you, and you cheese it.
I wish I would have thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. So that's going to be fun when I eventually get to that. Probably do tonight.
Well, it goes away at the end of the week, and then next month is a different race.
Oh.
And it's June, I believe, is the final race, and then it resets on the next cycle again. So there's four different races, I think.
March, April, May, June.
Yeah. So, yeah, at least it'll keep us busy for the next 4 months of the Dark Moon Fair. It's going to keep me coming back. And they changed up the turtle toss, which if you just go into it and be like, oh, this is how it was before, you're going to be like, this is impossible. But if you actually sit there and watch the turtle for a minute, he, like, picks a random location, runs off in it, and then he'll dart right back to the center and start again.
Right.
So you just aim the ring at the center when he's darting back, and you get it every time.
Okay, then.
It's super easy.
So, patch 6.1's been out for a week now.
Mm-hmm.
Your impressions? I mean, it came out the day we did our last episode, and we gave our impressions, but now that it's been here for a week, has anything changed?
Some of the little minor things, like the Dark Moon Fair, now that's in there. That's been kind of fun to go back and do that, because that wasn't here the first week, so I've been doing a lot of that, and I've actually been doing all the quests every week. Even some of the older stuff, like there's a pet or whatever that I still don't have out of here that they have in the pet battle that I didn't get last time, and I just kind of gave up on the Dark Moon Fair, because I got all the rewards for it and everything, so I never bothered to go back. Now that you can get heirloom upgrades and different things out of Dark Moon Fair tickets, I've kind of been making sure to do the things every day.
Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot more of a reason to go back now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really done much this week. After the weekend since it came out, so I haven't really screwed around with the Dark Moon Fair that much. I want to, just need to find a little bit of the time.
Yeah, the other one I've been trying to do every night is Harrison Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been trying. I haven't done him every night. I've completed 2 of his quests so far.
Well, I believe 4 of them have been out total.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of completely random how those quests show up.
Right, and that's the other thing that's changed. I now have over 1,000 primal spirits and don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, I had 2,500 last night, and I gave 10 primals to a guildie that needed for for some weapon upgrades because I don't care.
Yeah,
I have way too many to care.
The herb trader came around, and I'm like, 5 herbs for a primal spirit. Let's go to my bank, where I have thousands upon thousands of herbs right now.
Yeah, the herb trainer, the fur trader, the ore trader. Between all those,
I haven't even touched an ore trader yet. I have even more ore than I have herbs.
Exactly. So that's where I got most of it. But there's also a weekly or daily pet battle guy that comes around, and
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, if he's not in your garrison, go on an alt or whatever, because the quest is actually account wide. You can only do it once per day. So it doesn't matter what tune you do it on, because your pets are obviously account bound.
Right.
And the prize gives you a bag which has a chance to have 3 or 4 new pets in it, and it also rewards you with 3 level up stones, which you can give 1 level per pet. So that's 3 levels per day that you can give to a random pet, any pet you want to.
Oh, that's nice. And
so
then there's the new instant level 25 pet stone from your pet menagerie guy in your garrison.
That I was extremely surprised was a character thing and not account thing. Yeah, I thought that was going to be an account quest. It is per character.
And when do you get that? Is that a level 2 garrison or level 3?
3, I think. I think it requires you to be level 100 to get. Yeah.
Right. So for every 100 you get, you instantly get a max level battle pet.
Yeah. So one of my friends, friend Rob, that I haven't really played with since vanilla BC, like beginning of BC, he makes fun of the pets all the time. Like he laughs at me because pets, blah blah blah. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time leveling. He's like, I'm never gonna have a level 25 pet. They put this patch in. He's got 5 level 25 pets now.
Surprise!
So he's actually been doing a little the pet battles. He does the dailies and stuff when I do them. So they're really easy. They nerfed all those pet battles. The one for the daily, the one that comes around. Not the one that's actually there every day, but the account wide daily. That one, they're level 23 pets that you fight against. So if you're fighting with a full level 25 team, you can destroy them easily. The one that showed up today, I beat with only 1 pet. I didn't even have to use any other ones.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit ridiculously easy.
Yeah, so getting 3 levels per day on that's great.
So, a couple little fun tidbits that happened in the WoW universe this week. You remember Double Agent, that neutral Pandaren monk?
Yes.
He's 100 now.
Wow.
And he still has not left the Pandaren starter area. He levels solely by gathering herbs and mining ore.
That's impressive.
And now, yeah.
Yeah, that's dedication. That's what that is.
That is dedication.
Because does it, like, do you get a fixed you get a fixed amount of XP, but is it reduced XP because of you're outgearing the ore? Because the ore's got to be low level stuff, so it's not going to give you like 1,000 XP or 500 XP per thing, right?
Quite frankly, I have no idea. How often do I gather ore in low level areas to notice this? But I imagine that it's reduced XP. Because I don't think it scales with your level or anything like that, so that's a bit nuts. And if he started doing this, say, a little bit a day since Warlords dropped, it's been how many months? So it took him, that many months. It's dedication, like you said. But that's just utter insanity.
It is. I do not have the patience for that. I've been farming Laughing Skull rep from my trading post the last 3 or 4 nights. I'm about 8,000 rep away from Exalted, and that is enough to drive me insane. Luckily, I have some guildies doing it with me, and it's easing the time. Time goes by a lot faster. I looked down at one point. I started at 10K yesterday, and looked down at one point, and I was at 16K, and I was like, oh, that went by pretty quickly.
Yeah, sometimes rep grinds do go by pretty quick. The Steam Little Cartel one, if you're gathering skins in Nagrand, that goes pretty quick because most things over there drop whatever the hell they're called, the artifacts, the turn-ins for it.
Yeah.
But I haven't even tried Laughing Skull yet. Also, we're getting free... Actually, before I go on to that, Mythic Progression. This is a short one we can get through. Midwinter is now the World 3rd and the first US guild to down Mythic Blackhand and completely clear this tier of Mythic content. And that brings up a question. they are world third, but first in the U.S. So what's putting European raiders ahead of U.S. raiders?
Don't they get the content before us to begin with?
I think so, but not by much. 12 hours at the most.
That's still significantly a lot. That's
Right.
12 hours worth of time to spend on these bosses.
That's 12
Do you
hours
think
worth.
they're sleeping? No.
No, that's 12 hours worth of time. But, you know, the world first and world second were way before the U.S. first. And as Total points out in chat right now, the U.S. gets it first. Really, Moonfang? Hi, Moonfang.
It's Moonfang. I couldn't resist.
You got it. Yeah, just whack them. So U.S. gets it first. So we have the time advantage. So what do they got over us? More dedication? More people? A crazier rating ethic? I honestly have no idea. I don't really follow the world first race that much. I see in the news like so-and-so got world first. I'm like, well, good for you guys. Congratulations. Keep going.
Yeah.
And that's all I look into it. So
I don't know. They've been doing it for how long now? So I think it's just the dedication that they have. It's more dedicated to us. You know, it may come down to their jobs too. It may work differently than it does around here, because here we wouldn't be able to take time off to do progression, you know, on bosses. But down there, they very well may have, you know, like vacation time and stuff like that. They may be able to take it whenever they want. They may be able to take like one day here, one day there. We don't, you know, I don't know what their policies are. They very well could be able to take it with like 1 day's notice for all we know. We have to give 2 weeks notice.
right, some
You know, so
some countries do allow more time off from work than we, you know, do here in the lovely U.S. I don't know, but they continue to be playing far beyond my abilities, and I'm moving stuff because I'm about to be attacked by a cat. Also, coming are free heirloom upgrades, which we already have multiple ways. Look, tail. What fun. We already have multiple ways to upgrade our heirlooms. Darkmood Fair is one. What are the other I was going to say? Like world events, you know, Lunar Festival and stuff like that. Now we're just getting a free level 90 and level 100 upgrade. A quest line that's going to be started in New Garrison. A small chain that'll offer 1 upgrade to level 90 and 1 upgrade to level 100 for armors, and you can complete them once per level 100 character, much like the instant pet upgrade stone. So, that's a good thing, right?
yeah, 1 to 90. Yeah. I don't know. You got to get the counterfeit coins and do random heroics. I haven't had the need to go in there yet to do it. I really don't focus on alts very much.
Right.
Like, I ran out and I picked up all the heirlooms for the mount. I got that all, you know, first day. But I really didn't, like, I haven't leveled any alts. So I mean, when I get around to it, you know, I'll probably look into it. But
yeah, I only have 1 level 100 right now, so I haven't been focusing on alts, and yet we have people in our very guild who have 6, 7. How many does Kata have? Like 9 by now?
something like that, yeah.
This cat, I swear to God.
My one of my friends that I met through streaming or whatever, buddy Talvid, he's on Moonguard, and he's got 11 level 100 horde characters, one of every class.
I have no comment for that. I mean, yeah, that gives you variety. You can play pretty much anything you want depending on your mood, but that's a lot of play, a lot of WoW, and you got to really like leveling, which I don't.
Yeah, I got the toy that I already got. I need the other toy.
I do it once, and that's all I can usually manage for a while. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Ah, that cat. So, that's about it in the news department. Well, the small news department. We got a couple of big things coming up. So, for our longtime watchers, you may know that you can tweet us questions. We used to do call-in questions, but there's been some technical issues with that lately. We're going to bring them back soon. Until then, you can tweet us questions using the hashtag BlizzardBT on Twitter, or you could send us a video question, which someone has done. And without further ado, I bring you that video question now.
Hello, Bell Talk. Jaginator here. I'll try to keep it nice and simple. I have 3 questions. First of all, with the new WoW tokens introduced, or soon to be introduced, do you think that you guys will try to make a profit out of it? And second, with the stealthy camera, how do you like it? I mean, you could get a close-up of your character's face and you could take some funny pictures and share them on Twitter, but the new Twitter integration, to be honest, I've actually found it quite useful. I've been taking more silly pictures more than ever. And last but not final, how the hell do I get down from here?
I think he flew up there, so I'm gonna just say mount up and fly away. She got the field photographer achievement. She's got the title.
I'm muted, I'm told.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry about that. So let me go back. How do you get down from there? Jump. Or mount up and fly. As far as the selfie camera goes, what did I say? I haven't used it. My wife has gotten a lot of mileage out of it so far.
Yeah, she got the field photographer achievement. She's got the title. She's rocking that. I just got the camera 2 days ago. Haven't started yet. Was waiting for Tuesday the reset, because when I go around to half of the instances that you have to do it anyway for my mount runs, figured I'd just do them while I'm there.
Right, do it while you're traveling.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't got much use out of it. I have it. I should, probably use it a bit more. I'll get to it eventually. Selfie stuff isn't my big deal. My favorite, whatever. And as far as the other thing that's going to lead us into our next topic, the WoW token, which was announced recently. Basically, this is now an in-game item that will allow players to credit their Battle.net accounts with 30 days of WoW game time. It is very similar to the Plex in EVE Online or the Cred in WildStar, if you're familiar with those games. And it can be obtained in one of 2 ways. Purchased with real money, pricing is going to be determined at a later date, but it will not be less than a current monthly subscription rate. And purchased in-game via a special section of the auction house. Now, yeah, one more thing to note, the token can only be sold once. Once you purchase it off the AH, it becomes soul-bound.
Yeah, so you can't buy it and then resell it. You can't do anything like that. You can't even set the price for the token itself on the auction house. It goes up as a standard price. The price is locked per player region, and I don't know how they determine it, but it's going to be set for everybody, which it's going to be weird for servers that may have like a bigger economy or servers that have a lower economy. Like, it may not be worth it to buy on a particular server if it's at a certain price that's way too high for you, or may not be worth it like if it sells for 30,000 gold and something that normally sells on your auction house that sells 30,000 gold and every other server sells for 90,000 gold on that server, it's not even going to be worth your money to put one up there. So I don't know how they're going to balance it or anything like that, because I know a couple servers are really wonky, especially RP servers, because you end up seeing a lot of the like the cosmetic gear and stuff like that end up selling for a lot of gold. Like, their whole auction house system is very wonky because of that.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, initially, because it's basically this one way you're legally now allowed to buy gold. I mean, technically, but it's going to throw a couple of server economies off for sure, because we don't even know what the initial price is going to be, because Blizzard has stated that they're going to set the initial gold pricing and then allow supply and demand to dictate it later on. So, I mean, I don't know. Who knows what the initial price is going to be? What is 30 days of game time worth, really, in a gold, economy? 50,000? 100,000?
I don't know. I don't even know what, like, those illegal gold selling sites sell them for.
Yeah, me neither. I know when I played EVE Online, when I quit playing EVE, they were going for 320 million ISK, which, depending on who you ask, I mean, to get in a month is actually pretty easy. If, you know, if you know what you're doing.
Right.
So I don't even know how that's going to compare to this or how easy it's going to be. But it's going to be very interesting. That's all I could say. You mentioned...
I wonder if those third-party sites that you're not supposed to buy it off, I wonder if that's going to have any influence on the pricing as well. If they have to be competitive toward that. You know, it's I don't know.
I know. I mean, how many people actually use those third-party sites? I mean, enough to keep them in business, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know if you get caught using them, then your account's gone.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
To me, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Not that I've been paying for my subscription forever anyway, so I doubt that I'm even gonna trade in the gold. I'm gonna save my gold for things like trading card mounts, like the Spectral Tiger that you can't get anymore, or the chicken, whatever that chicken is. I want the Magic Rooster.
Yeah, the Magic Rooster.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the same. I've been paying my subscription now for 10 years. Maybe if I find myself with a lot of gold and they're not that expensive, maybe I'll buy a month here and there. Just, you know, like, that's an extra $15 in my pocket right there. Whoopee.
John in chat, Nahajim says, hashtag gold is gold. That was from how many episodes ago?
That was a fond but distant memory.
That was like 10, 15 episodes ago.
Leave it buried.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. It's, you know, a decent change. It's shown to be successful in other MMOs. I mean, EVE has been doing it forever.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much the same exact system. But yeah, time will tell. As far as pricing goes. Okay, so this week we had an interview done with Ian Hazakostas, who is Watcher on the forums. He is he's the lead raid encounter designer.
And if anybody watched the full video, you saw one of my questions were answered live on the thing.
Oh yeah, what was your question?
What if there was any encounter that surprised them with its popularity? And they said...
Crap, how did they answer that? I forgot.
They said not really, but everybody really likes the trains, and I think they knew that going into it, so...
Yeah, that was a... Thulgar is an interesting encounter with those trains.
I mean, like,
chaotic when you're first introduced to it.
Instantly, as soon as that question went out and they answered it with trains.
Twains?
Answered it with twains. The first thing, my Twitter, that's where the TW is coming for. My Twitter started blowing up, and everybody was like, oh, Zista, of course they're going to answer your question with trains. And I was like, God damn it, Gary. I had to tweet Gary Gannon himself and be like, you know, I still feel like I'm being trolled by Gary even now. After it's like it's a distant memory now, like all that happened on, you know, the very end of After Dark and the tail end of that, you know, and I still feel like I'm being trolled with trains every chance that anybody gets. And now I feel like it's been Blizzard. They gave us a whole dungeon on trains. They gave us a raid encounter with trains. Is it a coincidence that my guildmaster, my former guildmaster, is now working at Blizzard? And
do you think they just have files on people at Blizzard, and it's like, okay, let's perpetually fuck with this guy because our new community manager says so. You know, it's a thing if the next raid tier has a train-based encounter. But a couple of highlights aside from the choo-choos to come out of this interview were first off, time walking, which is actually something we've talked about in Mumble for a couple months. You know, Dom, you were really on board with something like this, and this is quoted to allow you to do old content at scale. You know, basically it'll scale you down to do old content at, you know, that item level. It is still in development, and there'll be more to talk about soon. Soon with a lovely little trademark. So, what do you think about that?
Choo-choo? No, I love the Time Walker feature. And they said that they want to do it in a way that you can get like rewards for current kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking more in like less in terms of gear and more towards cosmetic, like maybe transmog gear,
Transmog stuff,
pets,
toys,
mounts,
pets,
you know.
mounts, yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, I would love it. I love some of those old dungeons, and it's really sad to see these dungeons now. You just go in and you just run through them and you cheese them and they're done. But if they're really going to spend some time on the Time Walker, some of those models are a little outdated. They're probably going to go back and tweak them, touch them up just a hair. They don't have to
Yeah.
go nuts on them, but just, update the polygon count or something. And I would love to go back and do some of them.
I will do Blackrock Depths until my fingers bleed.
I actually liked BRD.
It's BRD is probably still my favorite overall dungeon in all of WoW, just for the sheer size of it. I mean, when you do it now, it's split up in two different sections if you do it through Dungeon Finder. The sheer size of it, the fact that if you don't know where you're going, you're going to be helplessly lost looking for stuff. There's how many different ways to do it. Like 19, 21 bosses total, something ridiculous like that. It's just the lore of the whole instance. It's a very complete dungeon package for me, and that's probably why I like it. Other major thing to come out of this interview: no troll dungeon.
I
This
was actually
expansion.
kind of surprised.
I'm
The,
surprised because they always squeeze it in there somehow.
The trolls have kind of been a staple of this game for how long? And yeah, I understand there's no trolls in Draenor, but that's not to say that the Iron Horde can't go attack Zul'Farrak and give us heroic Zul'Farrak. Like...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, so let's see. Wrath of the Lich King. Okay, Zuul'Drak, another troll empire is there. Okay, we're going to get troll stuff. Then Cataclysm. Well, the Zandalari are coming around.
Whoa. Why start at Wrath?
All right, fine. We'll start in
you gotta
Classic. Classic, in vanilla. We had Zul'Farrak, and then we had Zul'Gurub. And there were trolls everywhere.
BC, we had Zolomon.
Yeah, BC, we had Zulaman. Wrath, we had Zuul'Drak, Gundrak, and Drak'Tharon Keep, and a whole zone dedicated to trolls. Then Cataclysm comes around, and there's...
The reworked CGZA.
Yeah, some Zandalari stuff. And then it's like, okay, we're going to Pandaria. They can't possibly fit trolls in. Well, guess what? You're going to be fighting the Thunder King, and he's ancient allies with the Zandalari trolls. And at that point, I was, flipping tables. Like, come the fuck on. You're just pulling it out of your ass at this point. And now comes Cataclysm again. I almost
Draenor.
Warlords of Draenor. I was waiting for them to pull it, out of some kind of, oh, an emissary of the trolls went to Draenor 300 years ago somehow.
In this timeline, there are trolls in Draenor.
I was waiting for it, but no troll raids in Warlords because there are no trolls in Draenor. This is directly from Blizzard.
It's kind of disappointing.
It's somewhat disappointing, but at the same time, I'm tired of trolls.
It was frustrating for a while, but now knowing that we're not going to have it, I'm kind of upset by that.
For me, the troll section in Throne of Thunder was the worst part of that whole instance. The trash was annoying. It just took forever. The bosses were all right. I kind of liked Haradon, but meh. And now, something else that we've talked about in Mumble before: heroic mode plus dungeons.
Mythic.
Yeah, Dom, you've been saying forever you would love mythic dungeons, or, something along those lines. Just the normal 5-man dungeons. Not challenge modes, but, something harder. So, this is the possibility of harder than heroic dungeons, comparable to raid difficulty, with higher difficulties and better rewards. So, that's a very nice feature. I'll play the heck out of that.
They said there's some stuff that they didn't know. Like, it's stuff that they've talked about. They said they go back and forth with it. But they don't know if it's just like, do they want to just make it more health and more stuff? Do they want to add more mechanics to it? They don't know. It's kind of an internal debate at this point. What I want is like challenge mode.
Okay.
Scale it at a fixed level of gear and make it really hard. That's what I want.
But that's what challenge mode is already.
No, challenge mode is a time trial. It's a race to go there. I don't want a timer on this. I just want a nice, difficult dungeon that you just ease your way through. That's what I want. With new mechanics.
Oh, with new mechanics. Yeah, I was gonna say, just go do challenge mode and say fuck the timer.
No,
you
no,
finish
no.
it when you finish it.
No, I want challenging mechanics. Not,
Okay.
like, not saying challenge mode mechanics aren't challenging, because they are, but I want some new stuff to throw in to screw with you.
Yeah, I mean, we got to spend more time on challenge modes, but our first foray, just like, oh, we'll go do Skyreach. We'll shoot for bronze or something, see how this goes. Bronze was wishful thinking. We were completely unprepared for this. But
We were basically Illidan.
yeah, the first boss, how many attempts did we sink into the first boss of Skyreach? Like 12?
No, it wasn't that many. It was like 4 or 5. It was the trash leading up to it.
Yeah,
That
the
was
trash
the
leading
problem.
up. The trash in challenge modes really is the hardest part.
We just happened to pick a boss where like every mechanic under the sun, a boss that has like 30,000 mechanics on it, they could all one shot you. We just happened to pick that for our first challenge mode. Probably wasn't the best idea.
Probably not, but then when I think about all the other challenge modes, I don't want to do any of them.
I actually don't think Iron Docks would be too bad.
It probably wouldn't. I think of Slag Mines and the third boss on Slag Mines, and I'm just no. No, thank you. But, yeah, I'd like a harder difficulty dungeon that's, like you said, doesn't have that timer flashing above my head, making me stressed out with ridiculously hard trash, and throw some new mechanics in.
Yeah.
And that'd be really nice. The other big thing that was asked, community-created raids. I think both of their faces were just like,
Horror.
no.
The horror. See, here's the thing. I think that it could work. I
could,
really do.
yeah.
But here's the thing. Community created raids. Not, hey guys, we're going to give you the tools to just drag and drop and put your own stuff in. No. Do it like the way that they set up the Diablo legendaries. Like, didn't they have a whole blog like, here guys, weigh in your poll. We're going to give you these options. What do you want out of this, that? Give us something like that. Give us like a bunch of options where we can all vote and be like, this is what we want out of this, and make it like, it doesn't have to be the final tier of the raid or something. They could start doing a poll now to be like the second raid in the next expansion.
Right.
And it could just be like, it could even be like a for fun kind of thing. It could be like the bottom of the Karazhan Tower, because we know that according to the lore of the Karazhan Tower, that there's another tower that's mirrored like directly under it that goes downward.
Deep, yeah.
And it's not the crypts. That's a whole separate section. But there's supposedly a mirrored tower in the lore of Karazhan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see something like that, and just have the community vote and be like, yeah, we want this encounter. It's got to do this ability. I don't know. It sounds like it could be a lot of fun to have the community pull together to create something.
It could be, and they said it's most likely not going to happen, but they will take player feedback regarding, raid content. Maybe devise a system where maybe you don't devise the whole raid, but take community suggestions for a boss battle. Like, throw out a community contest, design your own boss.
Yeah.
Or, figure out the mechanics, figure out however you want it to be done, and take submissions like that. They'll probably get they'll get a whole bunch of ridiculous ones, but they might actually get a half a dozen or so decent boss encounters that they can then polish up and throw in the game.
I think they could pull it off.
Yeah,
like I said, they do it with the Diablo Legendary. Right? We had that whole blog, the retrospect of how they go in and take you kind of behind the scenes, how they built that. And yeah, Thadris is saying in chat, it could even be a world boss. That would completely be fine too.
I'd be perfectly okay with that. I mean, they're already planning on doing this for Heroes of the Storm. They want to put in the map editor to let.
That's a little bit different.
I know that's different, but it's designing content for the game.
Right.
So something in WoW would be cool for that. I mean.
Yeah, when I think of community-created raids, I think of the community pulling together as an individual group to make a raid, not everybody able to make their own raids.
All right, very true. Yeah, get a whole, okay, community, you're going to create this entire raid instance. You have a couple of months, pull together, share your ideas, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could work. I really do.
But yeah, their reasoning for doing it would be being players could create raids with free loot and no effort. Like, all right, you're going to spawn in 100 mythic black hands, they're going to have 5 health.
No.
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
Exactly. So
That would be awful.
Example of how it wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to a couple of Twitter questions here.
Okay.
And first off is from Total Deletion, who is our executive producer for this show. He asks, do you feel like you have blown through all of 6.1 content already?
Yes.
I know.
I did it all on the first day.
I know plenty of people who've done it on the first day or the first couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I have not, but I'm not that kind of must-do-everything completionist kind of player.
Yeah.
I will get to it eventually, but I'm in no rush.
I mean, I even got the music roll out of the Gurabashi arena chest. Like I've gotten, I still need to get the ones that are out of the dungeons, right? So those ones I can't do, obviously. They're not account wide or anything like that, so I have to wait for the resets. I haven't done them yet today. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, and like the follower, kind of like the Harrison Jones, and that kind of stuff, I haven't completed them yet, just because of the way they work randomly and stuff. So there's still content to do. The Dark Moon Fair was nice. That was kind of a staggered piece of content. So yes and no. I don't know. There's still stuff to do. I have the selfie cameras. I need the upgrade. I got the photo bomb out of Blingtron.
Yeah, I got the photo bomb.
So I don't know. Yeah, I did. But you know what? This wasn't a major content patch. You can't look at it this way. You can't look at it as, you're not, like, this is going to hold you over for the next patch. It's not meant to. Like, yeah, it's there to give you some kind of filler, and for people that don't spend a lot of time in, because I spent, 12 hours in the game the first day of the patch and did it all. So if you spread 12 hours throughout a week to finish it, it's not a lot of time. But when it comes down to it, it's just a little bit of filler to whet your appetite for the next patch. That's all it's meant to be. It's not meant to carry you over.
And I saw mentioned today, someone was on talking on Twitter, 6.2 stuff is already going on to PTR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 6.1 PTR actually just closed down yesterday or this morning. I forget which. I
think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Also, you're talking about 6.1 blowing through it. That brings us into the next Twitter question we got. This is from Wraith Faye. Now that 6.1 has dropped, has it lived up to your expectations? The whole thing.
Yeah, I'd say it has. I mean, I didn't expect to go through the content as fast as I did. Mm-hmm. But like I said, there's still stuff to do. There's the pets out of the different dungeons, raiding with leashes 3. I only have like 4 of those pets or 5 of them, so there's still a lot to do.
I haven't done it. I gotta go back. I gotta go do them. I forgot about that, raiding with leashes.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do. So, I mean, I haven't actually blown through all of the content yet, but
working on it.
I still, I need 4 more platinum invasions. So, I mean, there's still stuff to do.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff to do. Platinum, I haven't done a platinum invasion yet. Got to work on that. Next question from LadyVenom24 from my wife. So, that Harrison Jones guy, yay or nay? Do you think his quests are appearing as you expected?
Well, for those that don't know, the achievement shows that it requires 2 separate achievements to get Harrison Jones. The one that requires the missions has been removed. You just have to do the quest now. There's 6 quests from him. I really, really, really like the quests. They're
fun.
So much fun.
The one in Shadow Moon, you got to go in the cave, and there's these runes and little lines. You step on the rune, it teleports you outside of the cave into the sky and drops you. And if you step on the line, it knocks you back into a rune.
Yep.
That was a fun jumping puzzle. It took me about 3 or 4 minutes to negotiate, and I swear half the time I wasn't even anywhere near touching one of the runes.
I sprinted and rocket jumped over it.
Yeah, see, I watched a warrior heroic leap over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
Hunters
he then promptly got thrown back out.
Nah, maybe. Yeah. Hunters can disengage over it. There's little tricks. You could run up the side of the wall, and leap over the 2 lines. But the quests are extremely fun. the way in which the quests are coming is kind of frustrating because I was under the impression they're on a 6-day cycle. You know,
Hmm.
you're gonna get one quest every day. That's not the case. It could be the same quest 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've only finished 4 of them so far, so I need 2 more,
Yeah,
3 more.
I need 4 more. I've only finished 2.
I think the Gorgrond and the Gorgrond and the Talador one are the 2 I need. I've finished the other 4 already.
Huh. Well, yeah, I've done what have I done? I've done the Shadow Moon Valley, and I forgot the other one I did.
Did you do the one in Frostfire?
Yes, I did the one in Frostfire. I don't know why.
The Magnaroks, the
Yeah, the
Elemental?
Magnaroks. Hmm. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. It was there, but
I mean, there are a lot of that one was kind of frustrating because it doesn't exactly tell you how to summon the Rylak. You know, on the table, you have to go find Icehoof meat and then go click on the table and summon it. And it's not even like a quest item Icehoof meat. It's legit just Icehoof meat that
Yeah.
you would cook. So
right. And you know what? I kind of like that. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
quests used to not hold your hand. They would be everything you would need to be laid out in the quest text, but you'd have to go find it yourself.
yeah. This one they're like examine the bones and whatever creature the bones look like is what you need to summon the Rylak. And so we're like looking. Oh, there they are. There's the bones. Okay, that looks. Does that look like a Gron or whatever? And we're like, maybe. No, that looks like an Icehoof.
Yeah.
And I mounted up on my Icehoof mount, and I was like, yeah, it looks like an Icehoof. So then we went out and had a scouting party. We're like, oh, we know there's some Icehoofs over here. No, there was none. I seem to remember leveling in the zone and having Icehoofs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it was time to find them for the quest, they were nowhere to be found.
Yeah, leveling in the zone, you would always run into them. They'd just be walking through the plains, even. But, yeah. I wish more quests would be done like that in the future. I mean, now you have the map integration. It's like, okay, go to this area. You know, there's blue blob on your map. It will be in that area. And then when you get close, your mini-map has a little yellow dot on it. And it's just go to the dot. Okay, found it. I mean, I remember back in Vanilla, especially in, where was it? Feralis leveling in. Some of the quests in there were pretty damn vague.
Yeah. I mean, we looked for 5 minutes for one of those shaman stones.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're running all over. Here's the funny part. It's like, oh, we found the first one, the one that was on like the elemental ledge. And then like we get down there and we can't get back up. We're like, we have to jump off into the water or whatever. And then I was able to like finagle my way on top of a torch, mount up, and then jump from the torch back to the land, and I was fine. But then the second one that we had to find, I had no clue where it was. So I'm running around. I go, I'm gonna climb to the top of this tower and scout around and try to get a better look. Right? So I'm on top of the tower and I'm like looking over the whole zone. Couldn't find it. I jumped down and I'm like, no, can't find it anywhere. We're looking around for like another 5 minutes. And then one of our tanks, Katajara, climbs up to the top of the tower that I was just up and goes, oh guys, the rock's on top of this tower. I was like, are you kidding me? I was just up there. I somehow was completely blind and missed this stone that was on top of the tower. It was actually kind of funny.
Brilliant, sir. Well played.
I have my moments.
You do.
And moments of brilliancy.
Moments of brilliancy. So, the past couple weeks we've been doing little lore tidbits of the raid instances, and we're about a third of the way through Blackrock Foundry right now. Last week was Hans and Franz, and this week is Flamebender Kagraz. What is the fun food name we've given her? I don't remember.
I don't know. Read it and I'll figure it out.
Okay. So Flamebender Kagraz. She is a fun little fight involving cinder wolves, lots of fire, and she has a partner who, if you leave alive, you get as a garrison follower.
Oh, we need to do that still.
We do. It's actually a little bit more different. He's a disrupting influence in the fight. More so than you would imagine. Anyway, Flamebender Kagraz. Under the banner of the Iron Horde, Blackhand has enlisted Flamebender Kagraz of the Burning Blade to imbue the Blackrock forged armaments with the essence of flame. Along with her assistant, Aknor Steelbringer, Kagraz toils before an ever-burning forge in support of the Iron Horde's conquest of Draenor. And yeah, lots of fire.
I don't know. We'll call him Flamebender Cupcake.
Flamebender Cupcake.
Sounds good.
She seems like a cupcake.
She is. She's sweet.
And yeah, I mean, we've done this for every boss. What's her motivation? Well, the Dungeon Journal pretty much lays that out nicely. She's making all of their weapons fiery. She's enchanting them with fiery weapon, basically. A little more complicated than that.
Yeah, I mean, you go through the whole conveyor belts where you move faster than the swords that are on the conveyor belts.
I love that. Yeah, the area leading up to her, where all the trash is, there's 3 conveyor belts going through with swords coming out of furnaces and into other furnaces. They're on fire. When you stand on the conveyor belt, you move about 1 foot per second faster than the swords, which are on the same conveyor belt, mind you.
It's really odd. It's really odd. It screws with me every time. I have to fight on top of them half the time because it messes with my brain.
It screws you up more than the room starting to move on Hans and Franz when, oh no, the room's not moving, I'm moving.
You know what else messes with my brain?
Oh, God, I was hoping this would just die. This fucking dress.
What color is it?
I don't care. I know the dress is black and blue. I don't need to tell you what color it is.
What color do you see?
You're asking a colorblind person to tell you colors. That's
Okay.
rude.
That's okay.
Seriously?
Yes.
I see blue and gold.
Wow, that's impressive. Yeah.
I hate you. Anyway, Kagraz, Flamebender. Interesting fight. Involves a meteor. Split the damage. Yeah. Split the damage. Run the meteors to melee. If you're on LFR, please don't run off alone like, I'm taking it out of the group, guys. I'm helping. You will splat and die instantly. It happened to 4 people in the first LFR we did.
Yeah. I like playing jump rope with the wolves, though.
Yes, the wolves link together with a fiery beam. They have to die at the same time. You could play jump rope. It doesn't work. You still take damage. But that's that for World of Warcraft this week. Patch 6.1 is in swing. The next LFR wing doesn't open until... Was it this week or next week, the next LFR wing?
I believe it is next week.
Right, it's next week until we get Beast Lord, choo-choo trains, and happy, fun Iron Maidens, which we killed this week, thank God. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, moving on to Hearthstone, we actually got a couple things to talk about this week. First off is our weekly reminder to reach rank 20 before the end of the month. Card back is changed if you missed the Lunar Festival one, so sorry. This is the Ragnaros card back.
It looks so cool.
I like how the center is like the 8 points of Sulfurous hammer. I like this card back. It's simple, yet at the same time, it's awesome.
Yep.
And that leads us to a couple of questions, because some data mining has been done. And there are game files in for Blackrock Mountain. And this is data mined from the recent Hearthstone patch. The theory is that it is a possible adventure or expansion pack. I'm thinking adventure, considering we just got an expansion pack in December.
I'm thinking it's kind of both, really, because some of the stuff that was data mined was like a pre-order, and you're not going to pre-order. Well, I mean, you could pre-order an adventure, like,
sure, why
but
not?
Blackrock Mountain just seems too big to be an adventure. If it was just Molten Core, that's one thing, but this they're saying is Blackrock Mountain,
which is Molten Core, Blackrock Spire, Upper and Lower, Blackwing Lair. It's Blackrock Depths. It's now Blackrock Caverns. And Blackwing Descent.
I mean, if you look on the Hearthstone webpage, there's this little bouncing elemental that just all of a sudden sprung up. He's just sitting there in the corner. And it's like, what are you doing there, Mr. Elemental? You know, he's just bouncing around.
Yeah, he's an Earth Elemental just sitting there.
He sprung up, and then not only that, but these 5 cards here that have been cycling around, they changed these. These are now all stuff that are actually found in Blackrock Mountain. We have the Corehound, we have the Dark Iron Dwarf, the Magma Rager, Twilight Drake, and Leroy Jenkins himself. These are all cards now that appear in Blackrock Mountain, just randomly decide to show up in the rotation here.
They're just dropping hints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Blackrock Mountain is great. It involves three dungeons and 3 raids, all in one singular mountain. If you go by the dungeon finder, it's technically 5 separate dungeons because Blackrock Spire is split into 2, and so is Blackrock Depths. There's a lot going on here. You got Nefarian's Lair at the top of the mountain. You got Ragnaros' Lair at the bottom of the mountain. You got Dark Iron dwarves building their crazy cities beneath it. You have the Blackrock clan taking over some of that stuff.
You have upper lower.
There's a lot going on.
You have upper lower. You have Blackrock Caverns.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 right there. You have BRD.
Yeah, that's...
You have Molten Core.
Blackwing Lair and
Blackwing Lair and Blackwing Descent.
Yep.
That's 7 dungeons/raids that they can do with this.
Well,
so
technically upper and lower are the same instance.
Yeah.
And, they split that in depths. They split depths up, too, into prison area and, bar and after. But interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the data mine stuff, the pre-order, if you pre-order it, you get a special card back. There's no information has been revealed yet. So this is all speculative stuff that we've pulled out of data mining.
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to get the answer in 3 days for PAX.
Right. That was going to be a question. Do you think it's going to be announced at PAX East? Which I can't imagine it not being.
Yeah, that's the 6th, right?
It's this Friday. So, yes.
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah, so 3 days from now. And I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be bigger than the last adventure, but I think it's going to be smaller than a full expansion.
Right, so it's going to be bigger than...
but I think there's going to be more solo content.
So bigger than Nax, smaller than Goblins and Gnomes, unless they've been working on this since... I mean, obviously they've been working on this since before Goblins and Gnomes came out.
Yeah, but if that's the case, if this is a full expansion, right, and we're going to get a whole different card pack, and not stuff that we could just earn through the adventure mode and stuff like that, I almost feel like they're flooding the game too quickly.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm going to take that back. I'm thinking it's going to be an adventure, maybe larger than Nax.
Because, granted, I haven't been doing a lot of arenas or purchasing card packs or any of that, so I still don't have a lot of the Goblins vs. Gnomes cards. I'm missing a good chunk of them. I have, some of the I have a majority of them, we'll put it that way, but I'm still missing a lot of the key ones. I only have 1 or 2 legendaries out of it, so, I mean, I still don't even have all the classic cards yet. I've been playing the game entirely free to play. I've not been spending money and stuff on it. So it's just I can't catch up. And I've been saving gold now. I have 2,000 gold tucked away. Because who knows? I think Nax was 2,200 gold to unlock every wing.
It was over 2,000. I forget how much it was.
Yeah, so I'm gonna suspect that this is gonna be around that ballpark mark. So I am right now. I've been saving gold up for it.
Yeah,
and I'm hoping the pre-order to get the exclusive card back is going to be purchasable with gold and not necessarily with real money. Most times when they do pre-order stuff like that, it's real money, but they did say that this is supposed to be a free-to-play game, so I'm hoping that there's a gold option.
I'm hoping so too.
Yeah.
But that's about that for Hearthstone. I mean, more stuff coming along. I mean, they just dropped an expansion, now they're dropping more. I love it. I got nothing wrong with that. Not much on the news front for Diablo, but there's something fun to mention that they're adding in. They're adding in the Ashbringer from World of Warcraft. It's going to be a new legendary weapon that will drop in Diablo. This is leading into a question. Starts as the corrupted Ashbringer. The attacks have a chance to summon a skeleton. Once you summon 5 skeletons, they will all explode and transform it into the purified Ashbringer, which on every attack will burn the enemy for a ludicrous amount of damage.
Ludicrous speed.
I forgot what the percentage of weapon damage is, but I thought it was absolutely absurd. So the question is, what other major lore-related weapons do you think they could add, and how powerful can they make them? Because they already have Thunder Fury in Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going to throw in Ashbringer. What else could they throw in while they're at it?
Well, we threw Zoram in there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they could put Bashiok in too. But
they threw Bashiok as a rare in Gorgrond.
Yeah, and I mean Zoram was on the Timeless Isle as well, so if he gets to be in both games, why can't Bashiok?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. As for the legendaries,
Chat saying Ragnar is saying Frostmourne in chat. Total says they have a Big Mac as a weapon. They have a cheeseburger as a weapon.
I want to see the Warglaives of Azeroth.
Yes, see, there you go. That's a good one. I don't know. Yeah, they could do anything they want. Thoradal, anything like that. Any of the legendaries from WoW. Or, figure out how to put a StarCraft weapon in there. I don't know how they would do that. I don't know. It's interesting stuff. But like I said, that was just a little fun tidbit for Diablo. Nothing really game-shattering.
It's kind of cool.
But that's about that for this week, unless we got some Twitter questions while we've been sitting here yapping.
No news in Heroes of the Storm?
Not that I noticed.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the game's chugging along. I believe they released,
Who do you think is going to be announced at PAX?
Oh, God, I've been going through this in my head. The latest... I mean, from what we've seen at BlizzCon, the most, developed hero is Sylvanas, so I would be surprised if she wouldn't be playable at PAX. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I want Kael'thas in the game now. Asked a couple of the CMs while I was at BlizzCon what the deal was. They said in the internal builds, he's a lot of fun to play. So we know he is in some form of some playable state in their internal builds, but that's all they could give me. So I can imagine there's maybe a half dozen plus heroes that are just sitting waiting on the burner. And yeah, Sylvanas. I would be surprised if it wasn't her. That's my final say. Dom, any ideas?
I was going to say Sylvanas as well. I think that's kind of fan favorite. I'd like to see some announcement from like Kael'thas or something.
Or maybe just surprise us and announce like 4.
Yeah.
Be like, these are our next 4 heroes.
They announced 3 at BlizzCon. So anything more than 3, I think, at a non-Blizzard event would be overkill. So I'm going to say 2 to 3.
Yeah, 2 to 3. So Sylvanas, like I said, Kael'thas, and I'm going to go... we need Diablo and StarCraft represented. A lot of people say they want the Crusader from Diablo 3 to be the next one thrown in.
I mean, I don't play a lot of actual StarCraft, but I find some of the StarCraft characters in Heroes to be kind of entertaining.
Yeah, and the StarCraft...
Nova's really fun to play.
Nova's fun to play. Zeratul fun to play. Zagara is a hell of a lot of fun to play. So I don't know where they can come. What they could throw in from StarCraft. I know a lot of people would like Phoenix, the Protoss, thrown in there. But as far as StarCraft goes, all the iconic ones are almost... It's pretty much all in already. I'm trying to think if there's any more really like iconic StarCraft characters that are not in there. Artanis would be one, Phoenix would be the other, and I'm sure I'm missing one.
Oh wait, didn't they add 2 new skins to Heroes?
Yes, they added...
This week?
I was gonna get to that before the PAX question. Zerg Hunter Zeratul and Tempest Regalia Jaina. Tempest Regalia being, what was it, tier 1? No, Tempest was tier 6 mage, I think. I don't remember, but they threw that in for Jaina, and Zerg Hunter Zeratul, he's Zeratul wearing a bunch of Zerg parts as armor. So very Monster Hunter-esque. They're pretty nice skins. But what I was going to say was, Diablo-wise, they have a lot of characters they could still bring in. They have the Witch Doctor, they have the Demon Hunter, and they have the Barbarian from Diablo 2, and they're missing the Wizard and the Monk and the Crusader. Crusader's the fan favorite right now. Then they have all 7 player classes from Diablo 2. They have Baal, Andariel, Iswal from Diablo 3, Mephisto. They got a lot. And the fan favorite is Deckard Cain from Diablo 3. I always forget to mention Deckard Cain, even though I want him in the game so damn badly. Cody, if he was here, would go on for an hour about how awesome Deckard Cain would be. In fact, he did last week, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Mm-hmm. And if you see in Dom's background right now, there is Tempest Regalia Jaina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tier 6, all right. And the different colorations.
I think the red one is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that red and gold or blue and white?
Oh, fuck you. Nahajim in chat says the goddamn Necromancer from Diablo 2 would be amazing. And that is Zerg Hunter Zeratul, by the way. It's a pretty cool skin.
Oh, that's black and
I know
right there.
I know Cody already has the skin he was posting about.
This one is the best one. I like the red one on this one too.
I like that coloration a lot. It's a nice skin, but all their skins are pretty cool.
I like the way that cloak flows.
Yeah. Spin him. Make him dizzy. I love that little Easter egg. Spin a hero while you're looking at them in the store, they get dizzy. But I have to echo Nahashim. The Necromancer from Diablo 2 would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But as far as news goes, we're going to get a lot of it this weekend at PAX, I hope, for both Heroes and Hearthstone.
We're gonna get it for every of their franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that the Overwatch just had like their closed kind of discussion where some people got to go and play them and stuff like that. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot at PAX as well.
I think the closed event. It was probably like a primer. Like, we're gonna release this and more at PAX. We're just we're prepping.
So the people who aren't able to make it to PAX, because you have PAX. This is PAX East, right? So that's our side. Yep. The private event that they did for Overwatch was on the West Coast. So that I'm assuming that's for, hey, you guys aren't going to be attending PAX, so come down here. We're going to do something, and then you'll know what we're talking about when we release all this information in a few days. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking on that. I want more Overwatch stuff. I'm drooling for it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wish I could go to PAX East this year, but BlizzCon was the convention of the year, so meh. I'll watch. I'll live vicariously through others.
I mean, the whole thing's going to be live streamed on Twitch, so
yeah, exactly.
Not that BlizzCon's not, but BlizzCon's a different beast.
Yeah, BlizzCon is an entirely different beast.
BlizzCon's all about the parties.
All about the parties and the not sleeping for 3 days. Or more.
Who sleeps anyway?
Yeah, right. I hope to go next year. And I hope they have those food trucks again. Those were amazing. Yeah, and GDC, was that Game Developer Con? Or Games Developer? I forget what that is. That's this week, too, in San Francisco. So...
yeah, it's going to be big on the news front this week, that's for sure.
Exactly. So next week's show will probably be 8 hours long. It really won't be.
No.
It really won't be, but you get where I'm going with that.
It'd be 7.5.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to have to call out next Wednesday. Be like, yeah, I'm not coming in. I have a case of schistosomiasis. Or something random. I hope my boss falls for it. But I think that's our show, right?
Yeah.
One more check of the Twitters, in case we got some questions. But no, we didn't. We've answered all of them. So, Dom, I have a question for you.
Black and gold.
And now I have another question. Where can they find
Blue and white. You can find me down below at Zista, XIZTA with an underscore at the end. You can also find me on YouTube on ASO TV Podcast, where we just talk about so many TV shows that it will make your head spin. We do about 10 different shows per week when they're all running. A lot of shows are on break this week, and tomorrow night we're actually going to be doing Gotham, and a special special new podcast that we're going to be doing, a monthly podcast, and we're going to actually be talking about the Power Rangers video that was released, the dark, gritty adult version of the Power Rangers.
That fan film, which was amazing.
Yeah, so go check us out, subscribe to our YouTube channel, ASO TV Podcast, and give us some feedback. Let us know what you think of that.
All right, and we'll be doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Thursday, is being mentioned in chat right now.
Yep.
No spoilers. I'm going to go watch that. I'm Mike. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladrin, on Twitch at Thilladrin, and on the As Seen on TV podcast with Dom. I host a couple of them. He hosts a few of them, and Cleo hosts a few more. How many hosts do we have now? Like 10?
Something. I don't even know anymore.
Made life so much easier than from the first year we did it. I'm rambling. You can find us also on our Battle Talk exclusive Twitter, which is at Battle Talk Show. You can find updates for the podcast, ask us questions, or other kinds of info there. And you could find us here on Twitch TV/Sista every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, where we're just going to talk about Blizzard stuff until we get tired of it, which is never. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a lovely evening.
See you later.
This transition gets longer every week.
See, the worst thing, Mike, is I originally saw the dress as white and gold.
So did I in the very first picture.
And then I got up and got a drink and sat back down, and it was blue and black, and I haven't been able to see it as white and gold since. And I could care less about the whole fucking internet blowing up over the dress. I don't give two shits. It's me personally, the fact that I've seen both of them is what is freaking me out, because I can't get it to go back.
Don't you love how your eyes translate, how your brain translates what your eye sees?
But I honestly, I hate the dress.
Yeah, I hate the dress too. Fuck the dress.